So this is how to prepare a part for cutting. So once we have a part, so this L bracket we've decided we're going to use, we go to the BOM table and we make sure that that part has a proper name and it has a part number. And if it's missing the part number, then we need to, because we're making the part, then it should follow our convention. We look for the largest number and we just add it. So we got to clean up the part numbers in here. That's okay. Now, handy trick is you can right click and you can switch to the part studio so that you can quickly get to it. So there's the part and it's highlighted, and we do a quick double check. Do we have the material assigned to it? Yes, we do, and we're good. So the next thing is to make a drawing, and we can right click, create a drawing, which I've started. So here's the drawing for this part. Now, a couple key things. First off, our title, and I've got to pull in, we have a template. So right now we're doing ANSI B for the drawings, and I'm going to switch that to a template so that these things are automatically filled in. So you see I right clicked on there, deleted the 4 dashes and switched it to the name. The next part is right below it, right click, edit note, and we are going to add the part number. And we'll delete the 4 dashes. So there we have the name and the part number. That's the most important part. So it should show up your name that you have drawn the part. And the key thing is that once we print this off, I want people to sign off on it, that they have seen it. So here's the part. So we need to get some dimensions. So here's the dimension tool. The key thing for this when we're on the CNC is we need to know how big a piece of material we need. So I'm taking the maximum spots here and working out how big this piece of material is. The other thing is with holes, we need to know the diameter. So we click on the diameter. Now, a couple things. It's easier to make sure that we switch it to fractions. But when you do that, switch to precision. So we use 13/64 for these holes. So make sure that you click the drop down and so that you can select 64ths for precision. So there's the diameter of the holes. This is getting cut on the CNC. So the CNC machine will have all the details there. We do need the thickness of the material. And so there's that. And that's good. If we were doing this by hand, then we would need how far the holes are positioned and everything. So those are key things. Now, we do need to set where the origin is going to be. So I find it easiest to just use the callout tool, and we need to pick a point, and we'll just get rid of the circle. Just double click that, select none. Okay, so the origin, typically we want a corner so that then we can set the origin on the CNC machine and make sure that we've got that space. With the notes, let's add our notes here. So we need to plan for this. So this particular part has holes. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we are going to drill the holes. So 1_2. So this is pre-drill. What's the name of the tool? Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. So basically what we're going to do is so we have a little tool. So it's like a drill bit, but instead of drilling a hole, it just puts a little divot. And the reason for that is that when the drill bit then goes, it's going to get sucked into that divot and not wander as much. And so we try to use that one first, and then our second thing will be drilling. So we'll drill with the 13/64 bit, and then our third task so these three programs, so we'll have 3 tool changes for this, and that gives us our programs to do. So first thing is prepping everything, then drilling, then cutting. So this is done. That's fantastic. We need to now print this, and a couple things to do. Number one, when we print it, I purposely leave that to show you, depending on what computer you're on, if it's not set to, if it's blocking the pop-up, that's how you get around it, which is just something to know. So 2 things that we do. Number one, we're going to print this as a PDF. And the reason for this is that you can do this at home. You can print it as PDF and upload it to our Google Drive, so that way we have a folder for all the parts and we can keep track of it. So the key thing is what the name of the part is. So 4152 SK1 part 01-02. So that's the part that we're printing. So we're going to save that part, and then if we're at the school, we can print to the library printer so that we get it. The paper size is 11/17, so we can do that. And because I have access to the office, I can also select the office printer. So we keep a paper copy of everything that we're using so that we can keep track of which parts have been created and how many parts. The one thing I'm missing on here is the quantity. I should add that in the notes for that particular part. So that's how to prep that. And then the next stage is, go back here. Now I need to go back to my L drawing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click the top face, and I am going to export that part as a DXF. And so there's the DXF. So I need to upload both of those to our shared Google Drive so that way we have those parts ready to go. And then that's the part that gets brought into Fusion 360 to prepare it. That's it.